Did you know that the most successful podcasts often start with just one small, unexpected idea? The key is knowing how to nurture, unfold, and develop it. Hello, and welcome to Podcast Your School, the series where you learn how to make your very own podcast. In today's lesson, we're diving into the very first stages of podcast production, conceptualization and idea development. Before you start planning topics or finding guests, you need to nail down your core idea. In this lesson, we'll help you do just that. Here's what we'll cover today. First, we'll talk about the importance of developing your idea and why it's a step you might not want to skip. Then we'll go over research and how it can help you expand your knowledge and perspective on the topics you'll work with. We'll discuss how to narrow down your ideas to find the one that fits your podcast. And finally, we'll cover how to conceptualize your podcast and bring your ideas to life with a clear vision. By the end of the lesson, you'll have a solid foundation for turning your ideas into a concrete plan. Let's begin. Ideas often appear when you least expect them, but they rarely appear fully formed. They need to be refined and polished. They need care. The process of developing an idea is what turns a good idea into a great idea. Think of it as a skill you can practice. And don't forget to share your idea with others. Fresh perspectives can often give you a clearer view of your idea and help you shape it into something even better. Now, when developing ideas, especially in a group, it's important to create a good team dynamic. Everyone should be comfortable sharing their thoughts, even the wild ones. The beauty of developing ideas in a group is that the final product isn't about whose idea it was, but more about how everyone contributed to the final concept. The goal is to get everyone involved and allow the idea to grow naturally. Now that we understand how important it is to develop ideas, let's dive into how you can start. The first step is research to help us develop the idea further. One of the most important tools you'll need is good research. Whether you're diving into a topic you know well or something completely new, research is the key to gaining the knowledge you need to refine your idea. You can start by researching online. There are countless of resources available to explore. You can search for articles, reports, studies, and even podcasts on similar topics. If you remember to be critical and use trusted sources, conducting online research can help you find perspectives, statistics, or trends that can help inspire your podcast. Or maybe you can find everything you need to know in the library. Yes, good old books are another great source of research. A deep dive into books related to your topic can provide a wealth of background information, different viewpoints, and detailed insights. Visit the library to uncover valuable information that might not be available in online articles or videos. You could also take a more observational approach. For instance, if you're looking into a certain environment that you have the opportunity to visit, go there to listen and watch. What sounds do you hear? What can you learn about the place, the people, or the time period just by being present? How does it feel being there? What do you see? Or perhaps you have a teacher that can provide new information on your topic? Sometimes the best research doesn't come from a page or a screen. It comes from the world around you. And once you've gathered all this research, it's time to start narrowing down your ideas and start focusing on what works best. See, once you've got a lot of ideas, it's time to focus. This is when you start filtering out what works best. Think of it like an hourglass. You start with lots of ideas and then you gradually narrow them down. Look for common themes and group similar ideas together. You can also mark the ideas you're most passionate about or the ones that seem to resonate the most with your team. Another useful approach is to test your ideas by imagining them as episode titles or short pitches. Try writing a one-sentence summary for each idea, as if you're explaining it to a friend. If it's hard to explain or doesn't sound interesting, that might be a sign that it needs more work or it's just not the right fit. On the other hand, if a pitch immediately sparks excitement, you know you're onto something. But after narrowing down your options, you're not done yet. It's a good idea to take another round of brainstorming to fine-tune your concept or to see if it makes sense to add something to your idea. And always remember audio. The best ideas are often those that suit the auditory format of a podcast, so keep that in mind when you decide what to focus on. All right, now that you've got a clear idea, it's time to conceptualize it. C. A concept is a set of self-imposed rules and framework for your podcast. Think of it like a recipe that describes how to make your show. Your concept outlines how your podcast will feel and what you want your audience to experience. For example, let's say your podcast is about childhood memories. Your concept could involve interviewing people while they eat their favorite childhood meal, bringing in a personal and sensory experience to each episode. Or if your topic is something niche, like deep dive analysis of video games, you could end each episode with a quiz or a trivia. When developing your concept, you should think about what makes your idea valuable and unique. Ask yourself, what need does my podcast fulfill? What's my approach? Are there any other similar podcasts out there? And how does mine stand out? Answering these kinds of questions can help you refine your concept and make it even stronger. A strong concept also helps you stay on track during production. It acts as a guide to make sure your podcast stays true to its vision. All right, let's recap what we've covered in today's lesson. A well-developed idea is the foundation of a great podcast, so invest time in refining it. Research, whether online, through books, or by observing the world around you, helps you gain valuable insights that can help you shape your concept. When narrowing down your ideas, focus on what excites your team the most and what fits the audio format the best. And remember, conceptualizing your podcast gives you a framework to execute your idea with a clear vision and keeps your production focused and your listeners engaged. That's it for today's lesson. You now have a solid understanding of how to take an idea and turn it into a solid concept for your podcast. See you in the next lesson. Bye!